Yeah, I will always be a warrior. You can't stop me, you can't stop me now. Yeah, I will always be a warrior. You can't lock me, you can't lock me down. I will not lay down my arms. Ready to be covered in scars.
All right, guys, how you doing? We're on the Sambo Underground podcast #1. Here with Kathy. Introduce yourself.
What's up, guys? This is Kathy, or Kat. Either one works. Kat's cooler though. I feel like Kat fits me better.
What's your full name?
Kathy. Catherine. And that
Catherine.
That shit definitely don't fit me. So Kat's cool.
Cat's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you get into Sambo?
Actually through my boyfriend, fiance, husband, all the same shit.
Congrats.
But really through him, because he said he had started it like in high school, and when
like fighting and stuff.
Yeah, and so I had already told you. Well, you had an older gym, not at this location.
Yeah.
But the one
down the street.
Yeah, and so he said he was going there with his mom.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And then
shout out to the mom. She cold too.
The OG, she is, bro.
Yeah.
She came to one of my Friday classes one time to like roll, and I like rolling with her.
Yeah.
She's strong.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
But yeah, so when we were together, we were living together, I had told them that ever since I was smaller, I always wanted to do like a contact sport.
Yeah.
And I had told my parents, and they put me in fencing.
Fencing?
So I did fencing for like a month. And I was like, this is lame, because like I was with a bunch of like 9, 10-year-olds.
Oh, with the little kids.
And I was like 14.
Yeah.
Like, but they were like, what's the kids class? And that was like the limit. So they put me, I was like, it was cool, but like.
Where was that at though?
I think the YMCA.
Oh, YMCA fencing?
Yeah.
I didn't know
so
that.
I did it for like a month, and it was all right. But so I told him that, and then I guess he just wanted to come back to the gym and everything.
Yeah.
So we had came one day, and I just told him, I was like, I don't know anything. Like, if I fought someone in the street, probably like I'd
let them hands fly.
But like I didn't know any like technique, nothing.
Yeah.
He was like, no, it's fine. Like,
just come try it out.
Just come try it out, and ever since then, like first class, I was
How long has it been now?
I was like, this shit's awesome.
Like 2 years?
Like, dude, I thought it was like 2 years. I think it's closer to like 3 now.
3, man. Time flies.
The time,
almost
dude,
4.
Almost 4, dude.
God.
Yeah, that's how I was like.
Time flies. Yeah, if I'm not looking at like the database, then I don't. It just kind of all the days like blend together.
Yeah.
So it's kind of wild on that note.
Cause like we were just talking about it like the other day, and we're like, damn, we've only been here like 2.5 years, and then we're like looking, and we're like, fuck, no, like it's been like
a long time,
like 3, almost 4, and just ever since then, like I just fell in love with everything, the sport. Like I had seen like jujitsu, I've seen judo, and I've seen like a bunch of other different martial arts, but this like was
striking,
so different. And I had kind of known a little bit about Khabib already, because we would watch like UFC fights.
I got Khabib over there too.
So I knew very like little of it, but this was just like everything just amazed me by it. I was like, this shit's awesome. I was like, this looks cool. I'm gonna just keep coming. Like, and from there
met her the night Khabib whooped McGregor.
Oh, dude, yeah. I think I had asked him. I was like, why is he so like? I thought.
Oh, so
because at the time,
just in case
like,
you didn't hear, Alejandro said behind the camera, he said they met the night that Khabib whooped who?
Conor McGregor.
Whenever he took out Conor McGregor, like y'all met?
Yeah, well, we were like just talking
cool.
at
See,
that
it was meant to be. It was meant to be.
Talking at that time or something.
Yeah, so you were meant to be a Sambo.
I'm just fucking She asked me. She was like, isn't he supposed to be like the GOAT?
Yeah.
McGregor.
Oh, Conor?
Yeah, because that's all I knew at the time.
And like, I guess, I was like, but Khabib whooped him.
Yeah.
The
crazy part is like Khabib dropped him.
Yeah.
Like I remember like we were at I think we were at Buffalo Wild Wings or somewhere, and it was funny because we'll get Coach Jeff on the podcast, but me and Marco are like we like two brothers. We're actually cousins. Me and my cousin Marco.
Bro, y'all aren't cousins.
Yes, we are.
Yes,
cousins.
he said.
Yes,
bro,
we got the data.
I asked him about this. He's like, we're not actually cousins. He just tells everyone we're cousins.
No, I got the data.
That's
on
the
that.
T right there.
I got the data. But either way, like his daughter is my goddaughter. Yeah. So we family either way. But the funny part is that whenever me and him get together, we hype each other up. So like it's like adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah.
And Coach Jeff is always there to kind of like hold us back, be like the dad in the situation. So it's good. But whenever like Khabib whenever he dropped to Connor, Marco had one of those Khabib hats, and I put it on and I just jumped up on the chair, and then Coach Jeff's like, get out, trying to pull me down, and Marco was like, we're just going crazy because nobody thought that Khabib would drop Connor, you know. So that's what was kind of wild about it, but it was just kind of surreal. But okay, so then came to that, and then real quick though, getting into it, you've been doing your Friday class, right? Is it sports Sambo? Was it combat?
It's combat, and then after that, it's a little kind of just open mat and just everything. Because from there, like I tend to ask the people who do come, like, hey, if y'all want like extra work specifically on one thing, like one throw, or we can maybe do some pads or just do some. I'll try to take the mats out so we can do like full throws, like at least
crash
like
pads.
the crash pads. There you go. And do a little bit of that. So mainly though, the class is combat based. We'll do combat rounds afterwards, like sparring rounds, and then afterwards it's like an open mat. Just kind of help them work on whatever. Or I'll start lifting, he starts lifting, and then they'll kind of just join in because they want to also progress and like, do conditioning.
Well, it's pretty cool because like I saw like Adam like today, like just at the corner of my eye. For those who don't know, we just got done doing sports Sambo and combat Sambo. Then we got open mat happening right now in the background.
No, Draka.
Yeah, Draka. So they big love combat Sambo. And the cool thing is that I saw you coaching Adam too. And then you're also sparring too, so that's pretty cool. You know?
Yeah,
helping
I
out
try
the young
to tell
guns.
them, like, cause I have people ask me questions, and I try to be straight up with them. Like, I still feel like there's certain things I need to learn, but I'm like, bro, I can teach you what I know works for me, what I've seen works for other people. What I've seen people like chains that I've seen people do that I've done that I know work and that I need to get better at. And so I kind of just coach them through that. I'm like, we're all here to get better.
and that's the fun thing about it, you know.
Everyone pushes each other, which I really like.
That's the fun.
Here like is a whole community, whole family.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about it is that you know everybody has their strengths and everybody kind of can help each other out and learn this and that stuff. And again, having a Friday class is, like I said, it's been growing as people coming in. You're getting little followings like that.
Slowly we're getting,
like I said, as it starts to build up,
regulars,
it'd be cool.
And I think like I was telling you earlier, I feel like I'm starting to slowly gain like the rest of the guys. Not like gain it, but I feel like coming in as a girl sometimes they don't take me as seriously, or they just
it is true.
Kind of patty cake. So when I do try to spar them or go with them sport rounds, I go full at it, and I tell them, I'm like, bro, like don't be scared, please don't like try to see me as another opponent. That
I will say like that's why you and Caroline have gotten so good because like people may not know they don't got behind the scenes all that kind of stuff at the Sambo Nation here at HQ, but these two girls go hard and they fight all the boys, like every one of our MMA guys and the guys fight. They spar everybody. They grapple everybody.
You got to, dude.
It's kind of funny because y'all two are like, y'all would outside, nobody would think that y'all fight.
That's what I'm telling you, dude. I recently started working at a bakery for Sam's. Like,
for those who don't know, she's an awesome baker.
If y'all ever need pastries, cakes, cake pops, cookies.
What's your IG again? So if you ever want anything, hit her up for
_Daddy Bakery. And that's not my last name. I just put Baker because I like baking.
No,
I feel like
she
a lot
makes
of
some
that's
crazy.
like,
okay, so real quick, what's the best cookie? I guess
the best cookie.
Best cookies.
Oh, I think the best
flavor,
cookies
whatever.
I make, like that I make, or just in general.
Just in general. What's like your favorite?
White chocolate macadamia. Those, or I've started making these oatmeal like double chocolate chunk cookies. Them shits are better than your grandma's cookies.
Dang.
Like,
and then it's wild. I heard I love Thin Mints, like the Girl Scout cookies, but I heard like they had some kind of recall or something.
Dude,
like,
Girl Scout cookies be tripping. They're expensive, dude. For the amount of how much they be charging for the cookies.
It goes up and up. It goes up and up.
It's like
I don't remember.
It's like $12 for a box, I think.
And they give you. It's gotten so high. I get scared when I see them in front of the stores. I avoid them.
Y'all get an order with me for like $20. I'll give you like 2 dozen cookies, and you'll be like, and they'll be like fucking huge. They're not gonna be tiny little cookies.
Yeah.
Fucking.
Well, I remember like two from like last Valentine's a while back. you're making some like edible arrangements.
Yeah, I made
and
some
made some pretty cool stuff.
edible like cake pops
Mhm.
with little chocolate, strawberries. It looked like a whole bouquet.
Yeah.
Everyone fucking loved that.
Yeah.
Like, I had
Yeah.
a lot of girls like tell me like, "Oh my god, this was so cute."
Mhm.
I'm so glad like my boyfriend actually got it for me. And so I was trying to do that again this year, but
Yeah.
I kind of just ran out
So
of
just
time.
word to the wise, tip your baker and treat them nicely because you might get your ass
'Cause you
whooped.
might get
They could fight.
Don't snatch cookies out of
Yeah,
people
don't
bakers'
don't be
hands.
snatching pastry
Don't
bags.
piping bags. You know, bro.
You know who you are.
She
No.
gonna watch this and be like, "Damn,
She's like,
I'm not
"Dang."
working with her anymore."
She ratted me out.
But
no,
yeah.
but yeah. So again, if you need anything,
Anything.
hit Cat. Okay, so then last one on the are cakes considered pastries?
Yeah, I think
What's the best cake?
pastries are like anything like baked goods.
Baked
you
goods.
know?
Okay.
So all that stuff.
What's the best kind of cake?
I think I'm biased because everyone tells me that this cake. This literally.
What's like your favorite? I guess
the fucking carrot cake.
carrot cake.
I love carrot cake.
Yeah.
I love the cream cheese, and I think I'm biased towards it because everyone always asks me to make them that specific cake.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh my god, this is amazing."
Is it because it's just hard to make?
I don't think it's hard. I think I prefer to take the extra step to like hand grate my things
Yeah.
and like put time into it. And I think that's the difference because I used to make that cake with pre-shredded like carrots.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
One day I was like, nah, I'm gonna do it like so. I use real carrots. They come out
Dang.
juicier. It comes
Yeah.
out more moist.
I heard they're like real sweet or something. Like good carrots.
Yeah. Well, like with the baking
Yeah.
process, because you naturally releasing like the sugars and caramelizing
Yeah.
them. Like surprisingly, like higher end restaurants, they like to make a lot of sweet stuff with
Yeah.
carrots. They'll like make a caramel
Funny enough,
sauce
like
and
little
stuff.
side caveat,
And
like
so-
Coach Bob. Shout out Coach Bob, the
Coach-
goat. Coach Bob loves Uzbek food. One time after nationals, we went to go to like an Uzbek place to eat,
Bro,
and then
yeah.
but anyway, so the funny part about that, to stay on the carrot story, is in Uzbek plov, it's like a rice dish, but it has like yellow carrots in it and that kind of stuff, and
Oh,
I've never seen that
yeah,
before.
they're like smaller.
Yeah, and then I went on like a whole thing, like, okay, I'm gonna try to make some plov and try it out. I like making like the cultural food, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'm eating it with Coach Bob and that kind of stuff. And then I was trying to make it and then went down this whole carrot rabbit hole. But long story short, is like the funny part is like, as a Hispanic dude, it's like plov. If anybody wants to know that hasn't tried it, it tastes like tamale, right? Tamales, I should say like that. I'm gonna get roasted in the comments.
Interesting.
Tamales. It tastes just like that. Has like meat, a little bit of like carrots and spices and like rice, but it's pretty good food. All right, so
I'm gonna
carrot
have to
cake, we
make
got that
that,
defined,
yeah.
and then what
The
was the
avionis?
cookie?
Cookies,
What was the best one again? Macadamia nut?
macadamia nut, or oatmeal like double chocolate chip.
Oatmeal double chocolate. In case y'all need to
Yeah.
know, and then
Anything.
back to the fighting stuff, because again, we gotta let them know where you're from.
Yeah.
As far as competitions, like so, you competed nationally,
Yes.
right? You've competed at Pan Am's.
Yes.
Yes, you got a pretty good knockout at Pan Am's.
Yes. Yeah.
tell me about
she
that one.
actually,
Who'd you fight again?
It was a girl from the Dominican Republic, which
yeah,
they
yeah,
actually they have pretty good
Yeah.
strikers. Like their coach, she's real chill. I met her
Yeah.
at in
In
what was it?
Kazakhstan?
In Kazakhstan, I
Mhm.
met her over there. She's really cool. So and their whole team, like they got good strikers. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, man.
I was excited to go to be matched up with her.
Yeah.
But
And then-
maybe I feel like she was a bit newer, or
Yeah.
like a little, because Pan Am
To me,
is like
she just seemed a little like gun shy.
intimidated.
Yeah, intimidated. And then she
But-
just couldn't start firing.
I think it was cool.
I saw her in the back. She was doing like she had the skills.
Uh-huh.
I just think when she got out there, the pressure kind of got her.
Yeah, and I think that's what gets people. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you can be here at your gym and train like you can be fucking cold here,
Mhm.
but if
That pressure will break you.
yeah, if you're not mentally prepared or
Yeah.
you just let it get to you, it's a whole different
Yeah.
like thing.
So we did good there. And again, just like side note on the Pan Am's, like for those who haven't gone or not interested, like that's one of my favorite stages. Like as a coach, even as a fan, all that kind of stuff to watch because the amount of combat sambo that they got there from the South American countries and all that kind of stuff that are coming in. And it's more of the South American countries because it is the Pan American Championship. You got the Asia Oceanic, you got the African Championship, European, of course.
Yeah.
But the amount of like women combat sambo fighters there are amazing.
Yeah,
And you get it.
from-
It's one of my favorite stages to watch out of like all the
It
stages.
was good. And then I really like it because I feel like recently our team, specifically like the team you've kind of made here at Sambo Nation, a lot of us have Hispanic backgrounds.
Yeah, because
So-
for to know, we're in Texas. We're in Arlington, Texas specifically, but we got a few gyms in the area, but specifically in the DFW area in North Texas.
Yeah. So I think it's really cool that, and we actually had one of the coaches told you last Pan Americans, right?
Mhm.
That recently the USA team, since we have more people with Hispanic background, it's easier for us to communicate and kind of like get cool with the other countries.
Yeah, the culturals
out there.
the culture's kind of
like,
the same, you know.
It's just like an awesome experience. Like,
Yeah, it's real fun.
Especially the first days there when everyone's there, like everyone's sizing each other up. We have potential matches. It's everything's so serious. Everyone's there with their game plan, game faces.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, it's like everyone's just partying together.
Yeah, it's fun.
They're like,
man.
bro, we try to just fuck each other up, but now everything's like done. We're gonna party. We're gonna have a good time.
Yeah, it's the wildest
And
experience. Like,
it's so cool, like meeting just other people around the country, and you get to learn about them. Being like, oh, well, I do judo in Colombia. Like, I met this girl. She was really cool, who did judo and jiu-jitsu ever since she was smaller in Colombia, and like you don't think about
on that same note,
other like countries have
there was a little boxer. Well, he's 58 kg. 58 kg. He took double gold at Pans a while back, but he was a Mexican boxer / like taekwondo a little bit too. So it's very cool. But he had some sambo as well, and dude had awesome striking, good grappling too, and it's good to see all the backgrounds come in. You know, it's one of my favorite stages. And then what do you call it? You fought at the world stage, right?
Yes.
For nobody that doesn't understand it, like this past Worlds was like history breaking as far as that, because to this day it was the first time that women's combat sambo was ever at the world level, at the world championship. So for us to send two of our girls, and then I think we just sent one or two sport girls.
We sent just one, because it was just Cynthia doing.
Oh yeah, shout out to Cynthia. What's up?
Yeah, Cynthia.
What's up?
And I think Fabiana was supposed to go, but
Fabi.
I think it was a little too
shout out to
short.
Fabi.
Yeah, it was a little too short. It's the sweetest girl ever, but when she comes into competition, she wants to rip your face off.
Yeah.
Like I remember meeting her the first time at National. She's like, "Oh, hi, nice to meet you." She's like, I just want to rip your face off. Or I just want to.
Fabi's cool. Shout out to Fabi.
But she's so nice. I love her.
Yeah, she's one of Coach Bob's little monsters.
Yeah,
you know? I saw her doing wrestling, a little bit of everything, boxing.
Yeah, headbutt, bro. She headbutts her game.
The funny part, I always like joke around, but I say that they banned the headbutts for the females because of her.
Yeah.
Right? It's just knocking out everybody with those headbutts.
Yeah,
but
it
wasn't her. It was Fias, but it's still funny to say.
I think she was supposed. I think it just came to be that it was a little too short notice for her, so that's why she didn't go, or some along those lines. But
it was very cool to see, like, you know, 3 of the USA girls out there, and then also very importantly because sport has always been there, and then, you know, Cynthia was killing it out there as well.
Yeah, she did very well.
Shout out, but also to send y'all were the 2 first female combat fighters from the USA.
Yeah.
And again, that was at the first. You know, that's kind of like just, you know, history in the making right there. Yeah. And just to say it again, we also had Team Sambo Nation. We had the first female combat match right here in Dallas, Texas, a few years back. Like, I don't remember how many years back, but a few years back. But as far as the first match on U.S. soil. So again, we had a first for a few of our teams, you know, and that was pretty good.
We're trying to pave the path for more girls.
More girls need to do combat sambo. Throw hands.
All the girls I know, every friend I bump into, I'm just like, and they find out that I do this. I'm like, bro, come in.
Emily, we're talking to you.
And literally, she had asked me today. She's like, hey, are you gonna go? And I was like, yeah. I was like, she's like, oh, okay, I might come in. I'm like, bro, you better come in.
Oh, what weight class did you fight last time?
59 kg.
And then
so that's
Caroline fought what?
She fights 54.
54. So then Emily would fight 50.
She would fight 50. Yeah, 50.
51.
Something like that.
Yeah,
like 110.
I believe that's the lightest weight class.
Or one. Yeah, she's tiny. We'd have to beef her up a little.
She can head kick though.
She can. Yeah.
She can kick over your head, so it's pretty cool. So Emily was up.
But she's wanting to come back. Yeah. And she's been one of the first people that I've been like, hey, come in. And I actually had. I remember Emily.
Me and her were watching your matches. It was me, her, and Alejandro.
At like 2,
and
3
we were like,
in the morning.
Y'all were fighting across the world, and it was like it was just
We were
in the chat.
11 hours ahead of y'all.
Yeah, it was just her and me in the chat. And Alejandro just like talking mess to all the other countries. You know, like, we're just waiting for you to go in the fight, you know, that kind of stuff.
And they told me,
well, the funny part,
like, we'll just put you in the, because you were like, yeah, Emily, come in. And she was like, oh, I'm small. And we're like, we'll just throw you in the kids class. It's fine. It's like.
Well, the funny part was like your first match, like that girl, what country was it from?
Girl, she was from Hungary.
Oh, Hungary? Yeah.
And she didn't know, or I guess her coach didn't tell her that they changed the rules. Yeah. Because this happened,
nowadays you cannot elbow or throw headbutts for women's.
Yes.
Men you can.
What, they had just changed that like right before
I think this
Pan
year,
Am's last year?
Yeah, maybe last year, late last year.
Yeah. And so first thing out of the gate she does is just starts.
But the funny part is like, for those who don't know, like Kathy and Caroline are very tall for their division.
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
So
they're very tall. So she was trying to throw headbutts, and Kathy had the grips, and that girl couldn't even get close to hitting her.
Yeah, she hit me, I think, closest here.
Yeah, like it grazed you. Yeah.
But I mean, she tried. She was cool.
Yeah,
and then I was just so confused because like I thought maybe they had switched it back, being like, okay, so since we're at the world level, like y'all are free to go. So I was like, wait, like she's allowed to headbutt? Like I'm getting headbutt? Like what the hell? And then I was like, oh fuck, like I gotta go to the side. Like can't think about getting headbutt right now. Just,
it was wild. It was a wild match.
Don't even do that. So,
again, it was a good experience. Like I said, we're getting ready and that kind of stuff.
Very cool, like seeing, and then also just the amount of people that show up there compared to the Pan American.
Yeah, for the world.
It's so.
Because you got to remember, like the Pan Ams is technically 1/4 of the competition in the world, because your nationals is going to be in every country, but your main regional tournaments for the world are going to be. Like I said earlier, it's going to be Pan Ams for us, European, African championships, and the Asia and Oceanic one. So those are the 4 stages, right, for us. So it's 1/4, right, of the globe. But at Worlds, it's all of them.
My weight class for Pan Americas, like there was only maybe 5 of us, 4 or 5 of us.
Which is still good for like combat.
Yeah, but at Worlds, there was 11 of us.
Yeah,
like,
that's
almost
awesome.
Double.
For the first tournament for combat worlds for females, awesome.
That was my biggest like fear, and I remember telling you like, hey, like I hope there's more than just a couple girls. Like I wish, like I hope there's like a bunch of girls. And I want to get as many.
I think
fights
that was
as I
always
can.
what held kind of like the sport back was they just
of
did
girls
not
who
have
wanna
it at the
do
worlds.
combat.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because there's a bunch of girls who do sport.
Yeah.
And you know, they just don't want to. They just don't want to bang. You know?
Yeah,
like, I don't understand it.
It takes a different breed to bang. It's to just throw, and want to throw hands.
As y'all can tell,
yeah.
I be going
Kathy
hard
put some hard rounds in, so she did. She gave as good as she got.
Yeah.
But yeah, and again, for like the sport itself, like that's one of the biggest things for us is just now that we have the world stage for the females, that's going to bring in a lot of people, and you're starting to see a lot of people come in because I believe back in the day, before they had it, the only avenue they had was hand-to-hand. It's kind of like a cousin sport of Sambo, right? Same thing, but a little bit different rules. But they allowed girls to do fight. But now with combat Sambo progressing and doing that kind of stuff, like, it's becoming badass for the girls. So super excited for like this next year coming up.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be good.
Also, Marina. I want to work with her. I don't know how. That's your best friend.
That's my friend. I've seen her. I was the only one at her fights. I was the only one like cheering for her at her fights. Shout out to Marina, Nakanov, 5-time world champion. She just had a baby too, so congrats to the little baby.
She's gonna be a little Sambist.
Yeah, she's gonna be vicious. But like I said, going on from there, how has your training been like this past couple of weeks and stuff like that?
I think it's been good. I've been
lifting more, or what are you doing
really
different?
We've been trying to lift more, and I feel like I've really just been trying to tweak out like my techniques, like these little things that I'm like, okay, I know I need to, like, for me, my biggest thing is just keeping my head in the center, so I just get pieced up, and I'm fine with it. But I know I shouldn't. Like, we were just talking about it earlier this morning. And he was like, you shouldn't be okay with like getting pieced up, because if you can avoid it, obviously better. And I think sometimes in my head I let it get to me. I'm like, oh, I'll just get hit because if I get hit, like I can hit them back.
I
think
will
that's
say
my
that's a
biggest
better
thing.
trait than like being too scared to get hit, because that's like the hardest thing to coach out of somebody. It's like they'll just
Being
duck.
scared.
And it's like
So I think that's my biggest
can't fight
thing
back
is
if you're
just
ducking.
trying to work on my
Head movement.
and just my angles and in and out. That's
Yeah.
always something you've always told me to work on.
Yeah.
Is my in and out and my
Especially for
keeping my
combat
distance.
Sambo, like
just keeping my distance.
people can
and
just grab
stuff.
you with that jacket, man. It's
Yeah.
tough. I will say that people don't know, but Katia is probably one of the best counter throws in the whole club. Like
Y'all are
out of
starting to-
everybody, she got one of the best.
I still try to
counter
spam
throws.
it. I still get it, but
You
y'all,
still get even
y'all
on like
are
the
still
guys,
trying.
even if a guy's
y'all
like
are-
3 times your weight, like they always forget, like they get to throw and then you counter.
I
them.
just got
Yeah.
pure with it.
Yeah.
And he told me, I had told him, I was like, hey, I felt
Yeah.
like you let me throw me. He's like, nah. He's like, I forget you do that shit all the time.
Yeah.
He's like, you just caught me off guard. But I also know like, okay, I can get that one, but I need to start chaining off of it. So that's like how I've been going into training recently.
Yeah.
It's really like starting to chain up my moves. Like, okay, I have my primary moves that I'm good at. Now I just need to start chaining off of that
Yeah.
and creating more.
Side note, she actually has a real
weapons for
good
me.
calf slicer. Okay,
I'm
Ikra
trying
Noshka,
to-
right? But her calf slicer is actually real good. If she catches it, it's pretty much
I'm
game.
trying to
Yeah.
perfect it.
Yeah.
So that way it don't happen. But
Yeah, I think he caught it on me today too.
Yeah.
We're flow rolling, but I set it up and you recognized it right away and locked
Yeah.
it. It was good.
so just that,
Yeah. It was some good matches. Like I said, I
fight
think there's very
IQ.
few places in like the USA where you can get as much
Sparring,
Sambo like as you
yes.
can at Sambo Nation clubs. Like
we spar every day.
you can get a lot.
Every
Probably the
day
only
for,
one
like-
that you can get close to that is like Coach McHale's. Shout out Coach
Yeah,
McHale.
True
One of the
as well.
best in Yara Force, and then at Coach Bob's new
NPR.
place in PR. He got at
NPR,
the
yeah.
UGK
Shout out to them.
to their new gym. So shout out to them too as well, Coach Bob.
Yeah.
Like I said,
went
there's a
to
few
their
places where you can get some
seminar.
really good,
Yeah.
really good rounds, and I think those are like some of the few places you can get it in besides us.
Yeah, I did that.
Yeah.
I went with Ernesto and Cynthia to that 2-day seminar.
Oh,
remember,
Coach
that they
McHale's,
did with Coach
the
McHale,
national
Coach
training
Bob.
camp at Yara Force.
Yeah,
one
that
of
was
the best.
pretty good as
Pretty
well.
good.
So
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But other than that, like I said, what are your goals for this year? What are you looking at trying to do this year? Trying to get better at
getting
something?
it back to
or-
Worlds. I got to make my redemption at Worlds.
Yeah.
'Cause I felt like it was a little stolen from me.
Yeah.
But I think that's my goal right now. And
I'm
then
gonna just say it like this. I'm gonna say it like this.
they stole
they-
that from me. It's
they
okay,
saw
but
they saw
I
how
think-
hard you were hitting, and then
I feel like
one of
I
the
scared
FIAS
everyone
countries.
over
I'm not gonna
there.
say which one. But one of
Russia.
the FIAS Russia that we had matched up to with her, and that was our main one that we're gonna fight. We knew we can get through the first one pretty easy
Yeah.
through Hungary, which we did. But when we were gonna fight FIAS, for some reason they had a technical error.
It only happened with my
And
match.
it only happened with her match. And there was enough
And-
time to set it up to get it going. And shout out, I will say this, like the best person to have in your corner at the
McHale.
big events is Coach McHale
Coach McHale.
and Coach Bob.
Yes, because they'll fight for you. They'll
Yeah,
fight
Coach,
for your
Coach McHale, appreciate you fighting for Kathy
their
out there, in case you watch this. And
team.
then,
Athletes, for
they
their
fought
athletes.
FIAS, and they're like, hey, look, man, y'all did our girl wrong. She flew out here. It was a glitch on your system's
on
part.
y'all's end,
And then again, we were ready to go. The other fighters said yes, they're ready to go. And then, somehow FIAS backtracked on it.
Yeah.
And no fault to Coach McHale and them, because they did try. I appreciate them trying hard. USA Sambo tried very hard for us. Appreciate that. And but yeah, so I think FIAS kind of screwed us out of that one fight with Russia. And I think it would have been a banger.
It's cool.
I think it would have been a good fight.
I think I know, and
Yeah.
everyone here has told me that they knew I would have swept the girls there.
Yeah.
And I really
Kathy
feel
hits
that.
very hard.
I really
Don't
felt
know.
that, especially with that weigh-in days, just kind
Mhm.
of seeing and sizing up the other girls.
Mhm.
I was like, y'all.
Yeah, I
are
think the hardest
I was
one
like,
was
y'all are small.
Mongolia going
Mongolia,
through.
just because. Feel like, cause was she the one that was just kind of throwing bombs like that, or
No.
was that I think that was Uzbek, right?
It was either Armenia or Uzbekistan, but that was the one that
But-
I was worried about was Mongolia and one of the Uzbek chicks, because she
Yeah.
could bang, she could fight.
But even then, seeing them,
Yeah.
I was like, y'all are small.
Yeah.
And, not even just that, but I was very confident. I was like, dude, I
Yeah.
could take this, and the rest of my team was, y'all were like. So I think that's my goal this year is just fucking knock that out. Also nationals, I'm sorry, I kind of got beef with the Kazakhstan girl.
I know,
who
man.
won't do combat with me.
They always want us to do sport. And I love them. I love them to death, but they never want to do combat with a girl.
This year, that's also my goal. If we do, if we end up going to
they
nationals
actually follow through
and everything, my goal is
we will be there, but again, to see if they got any girls that will be there.
Is to win sport.
Yeah,
that's my goal because I know that's one of my.
You've been working hard too.
I much rather do combat over sport.
Yeah, you're a combat girl. I guess you.
I think that's my goal as well. Is
the few and the brave.
My sport match with her, my rematches with her, and then just worlds, and then MMA too.
Yeah.
So,
we're gonna be looking at MMA too as well. We actually had a fight lined up, but one of the girls, for whatever reason, went to another promotion. But man, that's awesome. Kathy, like I said, people don't know, one of the top USA competitors in the country. And again, we'll kind of keep up to date with her, with Kathy. And again, appreciate you coming on our first episode. Yay. And again, Sambo Underground guys. Again, check out any of our podcasts and any of our clips on YouTube. And then again, if y'all want to ever shout out at Kathy for some kind of baked goods, anything like that, any of the girls out here interested in doing Kathy's class on Fridays, in the DFW area, from the area, just hit her up, 7 p.m. on Fridays at Sambo Nation Dallas. And again, it's been awesome.
Cool.
Take care.
Yeah, I will always be a warrior. You can't stop me, you can't stop me now. Yeah, I will always be a warrior. You can't lock me, you can't lock